strengths studies.
Okay.
They've been around forever. I found them from Yale University has a program it's called the Psychology of Happiness. And I found VIA through that program. And it's a very, very wildly popular program. So I was like, okay, well, we're going to be using that too.
Okay, so
So
it's like an assessment tool that they'll
it
take to kind of
is.
discover their core
It's
character
an
strengths?
assessment. It's an
Okay.
assessment. And when they finish this assessment, this is probably one of my favorite ones, by the way.
Okay.
When they finish this assessment, they're going to have this really amazing roadmap that explains to them what their upper character strengths are and what their lower character strengths are. This is the way that VIA separates them.
Okay.
And both are vitally important because the top ones, the upper ones, are the character strengths that come to you most naturally. These are the ones that you are strong in. These are the ones that you put out there every day. They are really the what. Okay.
Okay.
So it's like we all have a why, a what, and a how.
Mhm.
Well, this is what you're going to do.
Okay.
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 The lower character strengths are still character strengths that you have. They're back there, but you don't necessarily gravitate towards them easily. As a matter of fact, at times you may go towards the opposite. So there's a catch there.
Okay.
So this is something that, each of us have to look at and we have to discern for ourselves. Okay, am I leaning into this? Am I really, using this strength to my best?
Mhm.
So
And by understanding what your dominant or your top character strengths are and your lower, it lets you know where you're probably best suited to serve and really have
yes,
a high impact in
hmm
terms of how you show up, whether it's in
yeah,
career or business or in life
absolutely.
or in life.
hmm
Yeah. Okay.
And the purpose of doing something like this, of focusing on your strengths, is so that in your life you are coming from a place of strength. Why come from a place of weakness? We should always be focusing on our strengths and how to use our strengths.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
These are the talents. I'm using air quotes. These are the talents.
She's using air quotes, quote unquote. Yeah. All right. So day 3. Okay. So day 2, we take a look at character strengths, and we're okay. So day 3 of the 5-day challenge. What can someone look forward to?
So day 3 will be focusing on your personality strengths.
Okay.
And so personality strengths are always kind of fun because this is the how. This is how you express yourself. This is how other people see you, how they are experiencing you.
Mm-hmm.
And so there are 3 that you have an opportunity to take. I suggest at least 2.
At least 2.
At least 2.
Okay.
And I let you choose. Again, this is about choice, ownership, and play. So
Right.
you choose which 2 you want to embark on. But if you were me, you do all 3.
Okay.
Okay, I don't see any reason why not to
Would you
get all these
recommend
different.
2 or 3 because each one gives you a different perspective of your
They do.
personality?
They
or
do.
What?
hmm
What's the reason?
So each one of them does. And because these are coming from different wheelhouses, if you will,
Okay.
you have, social psychology, you have just traditional psychology, and then you have this area of organizational psychology, the DISC test. I'm sure some of you have heard of
Correct.
the DISC test. So a lot of organizations are using that one
Mm-hmm.
to, determine how you would fit in a group or in teamwork situations.
Uh-huh.
But the Big Five, which is probably the one I think everybody should take, this one has the latest information coming out of it. And for me personally, I found it to be right on.
Interesting.
And then the middle one is the Young test. And so this is, Carl Jung.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
he, some people say Jung, but it's Young.
Jung.
Yes.
Carl.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Carl. And so his is the one you've probably seen before where either you're an ENFJ or INFJ
And
or
I'm
ITP.
ENTJ.
You're ENTJ.
And for a while I was INTJ, which
You changed.
Well, I was on a master's program, so I wasn't really as extroverted.
Gotcha.
I was focused. I didn't have time.
Okay.
So, but it's interesting when you take it at different places, you could change or shift.
And mine has been the same for the last probably 15 years.
Interesting. Okay.
Isn't that crazy?
Interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think that's a fun one to do. And again, I feel like these are pretty much right on.
And I like what it sounds like it will arm the individual with in terms of information awareness, where someone, if they join the Learn Live community, they get armed with information to help them be more impactful, more happy, more purposeful, more joyful in life. Does that sound correct?
Well, yeah, this was my attempt to infuse the program with with emotional intelligence,
Mm-hmm.
because that's one of the big things that, everybody is talking about. And not just because of that, but because it really makes sense.
It
I mean,
does.
understanding how other people are experiencing you,
The nonverbal communication that's so strong, right?
at the nonverbal and the verbal. Like, are you using your words?
Yeah, yeah. How are you using your
Words are
words?
powerful.
Super.
So yeah, that was really a big opportunity to do that, and I wanted to bring as much of this kind of stuff to, like I said, to everybody. I
Okay.
want to disrupt what's going on in some of the Ivy League gates. I
Okay.
want to bring it to everybody.
Thank you. So let's talk
Hmm.
about day 4 of the 5-day challenge. So
Hmm.
to give someone like an overview, we're going to walk through each one.
Hmm.
Let's talk about 4 and then 5. And
Sure.
yeah.
So day 4, you first discover your passions, and this is a mind game. This is where you really kind of just just regurgitate everything that you ever thought you ever wanted to do, and then you kind of start to slash it out. And once you slash it out, once you get rid of things that have shown up on that list that you can absolutely live without, then you're whittling down to your purpose. And the purpose is the next step of it. And the purpose is something that normally benefits somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, let's see, how do I say? I don't want to say it's not normal, because I mean, if your purpose is about you, then hey, right on. But generally,
It's awkward if your purpose is about you, because if I can't say that it's not, but I think overall, I think we're created to serve and be of service. And so I wasn't created to serve Jacqueline. I mean, I'm created to take care of and nurture Jacqueline, however.
and be the best Jacqueline you can be.
Right, but
there's
that's
a higher
the gift,
purpose.
right?
Yes,
The
yes,
gift of
yes.
sharing.
It's utilitarian. It's like,
Okay,
how
yeah.
how can I be used in this world? What can I do to add to this world?
The
How
human
do I?
community. Like the human
Absolutely.
community.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes.
And so your purpose, generally, if it is a real purpose slash calling,
Mm-hmm.
will have something like that attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's this wonderful book called The Bravest You,
Okay.
that I really love. The writer Adam, gosh, why am I not remembering his? I don't want to say it's Adam Smith, but
Okay.
we'll fact
I'll
check
put
me in
this
a
in
few
the notes.
seconds.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but The Bravest You explains this in detail. This idea that having a purpose that is not looking at you, but that is about other people,
Mm-hmm.
is what helps you to be brave, because you know that there is something out there that needs you,
Something bigger than you.
and it
Right?
and it needs you.
Right.
YOU,
You, right?
uniquely you. That's right. Whatever it is that you are going to show up and bring is the one thing that is missing
Which
from
can
whatever
be
this
both
is.
exciting and terrifying.
Well,
And let me clarify what I mean with it. Exciting from the perspective that you get the opportunity to serve the world in a beautiful way, and terrifying meaning you have to get out of your own way. That means the ways you're playing small, the ways you're being selfish, the ways you're being kind of myopic in your focus. That all those things have to be pretty much dismantled,
yes.
so that the you that's meant to serve can shine.
And Jackie, if it doesn't terrify you, it's probably not your purpose. Because your purpose should absolutely terrify you.
Yeah, the big,
yes,
hairy, audacious,
that's
outrageous
right.
goals,
The
right?
BHAG.
Yes, right.
We need to BHAG all day long, and if we're
BHAG
not BHAGing,
all day long. Hashtag BHAG.
Hashtag BHAG. I like it. I like it.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk again about day 5 again. I think we said it's passion or purpose. Or?
It's passion, purpose, and fears. So I kind of segued right into that fear part, because once you have figured out what your purpose is, then it should awaken in you your fears, your real fears.
Okay.
And we all have very similar fears: rejection, acceptance type stuff. Yeah, it's like, am I being controlled? Am I out of control? Fear of failure. Yes. So we all have very similar fears, but knowing what those fears are and knowing what's hanging the balance if you don't stand up to them, right? So if you have this purpose and you're not going to be able to realize that purpose if you don't face those fears.
I like how having a big purpose can invite you to walk through your fears, out of your fears, or just
Pushes you right through them.
or just to put them in a different context, different place.
It
Like,
does.
I feel this is awkward, it's uncomfortable, but there's something inviting and calling me to something bigger, greater than I am.
Yes.
So that pull, that calling is so strong until fear almost takes a back seat, because I don't think it goes away. I just think the purpose becomes so amped up inside of us.
Yeah, I think initially fears are there. They are ever present, and they're behind every breath that you take as you push your way through, right? But the more you do things, the less fear you have. You demystify them. You take away everything that is unknown about them, and now you're ready for a new set of fears, right? And you're ready to overcome the next set. So yeah,
I like it. So the 5-day challenge with Leap Learn. You can go to the website www.leaplearnlive.com. Click on the courses icon and look for the actual course that offers the 5-day challenge, which is available now. And so, good stuff. And so the 5-day challenge would be kind of, I guess, a kickoff or starting place for someone who just needs to get some information to help them move the needle in life? Or?
Yes. So let me just quickly say what the 5th day is. The 5th day is creating your authentic lifestyle manifesto. So it's actually when you bring all of that information, all of those days of journaling, all of those days of being introspective and, spending all that quality time with yourself, you bring it all together and you write out in all certainty what it is that drives you, what it is that you want to accomplish with your life, and what your values are. And basically, you create your BHAG, but you're doing it more like a values, vision, and mission statement.
Okay. And so passion, purpose, and fears, that's more or less with day 4?
That is day 4.
Okay.
All of those are on day 4.
Okay, so that's so part of discovering your passions and figuring out what your sweet spot is.
And we are talking about discovering them. We're not working through them yet.
Correct.
We're just discovering them on that day. Yeah.
We're just scratching the surface. We're going in. We're going in.
Yes.
Right? To the treasure chest, which is so loaded.
Yep.
And then day 5 is where individuals will have the opportunity to create their authentic lifestyle manifesto.
Yes.
I love
Which
that.
brings
so
all
rich.
of those other wonderful things that they did together. And so that's what they use going forward in the program. So that's our leap phase, is that you are defining your authentic self, and this is how you're doing it.
Okay.
So what they come out with is their authentic lifestyle manifesto.
And that's just the leap of
and that's just the leap. Right? That's right.
Which is pretty strong. So an individual who goes through that experience, they're armed with robust information, I would say, in terms of being able to just design the life of their dreams.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes. It's not just the life of your dreams. It is that plus it's authentic to you. Because a lot of times we have dreams of a life that isn't authentic to us. These are dreams that have been implanted by media, by our parents, by our friends, whatever. But this is about getting to the heart of you. This is your authentic self. And it gives you the opportunity to dream more authentically, because it's scary to dream authentically.
Do you think the scary part is that I really get to decide? That's being empowered. It's like I get to decide on.
Oh yeah, because who am I to decide, right? That's how everybody, I think, kind of starts it. Who am I to step away from the herd?
I love people think like that. Those are the individuals I work with. Who are you to decide? Who are you not?
And who are you not to decide? Who are we to not accept that gift,
because
right?
It's all up to you, because this is your life happening right here, right now, in real time. Right?
Yes.
Right? So tell us a little bit about the other 2 components, learn and live, because I like how Leap offers this 5-day challenge, which is a great way to immerse someone into the community. It's very strong. So tell us about learn and live.
Okay, so the learn is when we're going to really put the pedal to the metal. This is when you're going to adopt the DDC, which is Define, Design, Create. Define, Design, Create is both a method and a mindset. Okay. So as a method, it's as simple as it sounds. If you have something that you're dealing with, a problem, a challenge, a choice that you need to make, or even change, if you're dealing with change, the first thing you need to do is define what this is that you're really dealing with.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
you already know who you are because you've got your authentic lifestyle manifesto, but you need to define what this is and how this thing impacts you via your authentic lifestyle manifesto. How does this impact that, right?
Okay.
And so from there, you start to design something that remedies